Good evening, I'm John Carter and welcome to Poland Daily. The Polish Senate has chosen the 24th of March as a national day of remembrance dedicated to Poles who saved Jews during World War II. In occupied Poland, German authorities enforced the death penalty for those found guilty of hiding Jews. On the 24th of March 1944, German police learned that Joseph and Victoria Ulmer's family hid two Polish Jewish families consisting of 8 people. They all lived in a tiny house in the village of Markowa. After their hideaway was discovered, the Jewish families and their Polish hosts were shot. On this sad day, a total of 17 innocent people lost their lives. One of Poland's biggest murder mysteries might have finally been solved. Piotr Jaroszewicz, the Prime Minister of Poland from 1970 to 1980, was found murdered in his house in 1992. A possible motive was the suspicion that he was in possession of Nazi documents that listed their secret collaborators. The names of many prominent Polish and European politicians are said to have been in the documents. Today, the Polish police revealed that the murder is in the process of being cleaned up.
The bodies of Piotr Jaroszewicz and his wife were found by their son 2 days after their murder. Poisonous gas had been used to incapacitate the couple's guard dog. The Prime Minister had been strangled after hours of torture. His wife died from a gunshot wound to the head. The killers had searched every room in the house, but it seemed as if they had only taken what were presumed to have been documents from a safe. Plenty of valuable objects were left behind. It was later revealed that Jaroszewicz had probably obtained secret documents from Heinrich Himmler's Nazi police authority RSHA. Jaroszewicz was the commander of the Red Army unit that was first to reach the palace in which the documents were stored back in 1945. Today the Polish police announced that 3 men have been arrested for the murder. 2 of them have confessed and also shared information which only the murderers could have possessed. There is no such thing as a perfect crime. It seems that the prosecutors and investigators have made a breakthrough. 3 individuals are being charged with murder. The neighbors of the murdered couple suspect that the double homicide was intended to cover something up. There have been different theories about the murders. People in our neighborhood were claiming that he was planning on writing his memoirs. I am sure that it would have been bad news for many people. They probably assumed that Jaroszewicz would release the dirt that he had on them. The investigation was marred by one mistake after another. In the 90s, Poland was plagued by political corruption and by a series of unsolved high-profile murders, one of the most mysterious of which may have finally been solved.
The position of Mayor of Warsaw, despite being a self-governing post, is one of the most important in Poland. The current mayor, Hanna Gronkiewicz-Waltz, will not be running for re-election. This is probably due to her involvement in the reprivatization scandal. According to sources, Michał Dworczyk, politician from the Law and Justice Party, may win the nomination.
The Law and Justice Party has not yet put forward their candidates for the position of mayor. The main opposition party, Civic Platform, has chosen Rafał Trzaskowski as their candidate. The ruling party is allegedly considering 2 names, Patryk Jaki and Michał Dworczyk. The prior is the Secretary of State in the Ministry of Justice, as well as the chairman of the Verification Committee for Reprivatization. The latter is the Deputy Minister of National Defense. Although the elections will not take place until autumn, Emilia Pobłocka asked Poles which one of the 3 aforementioned gentlemen they will be voting for. Today, Stanisław Karczewski has backed out of the race for the position of Warsaw Mayor. The Law and Justice Party is considering 2 candidates, Michał Dworczyk and Patryk Jaki. Rafał Trzaskowski is going to represent the Civic Platform Party. Which candidate has the highest chance of becoming the president of Warsaw? That is the question we asked today. In my view, it should be one of the candidates of the Law and Justice Party, Patryk Jaki. Why him specifically? I just like that guy. You can see that he is doing something. He is brave, young and charismatic. Maybe he will finally bring order to Warsaw. Probably Michał Dworczyk. It feels like the right choice. After all, he comes from the Law and Justice Party. This is the ruling party at the moment. They have given us plenty, especially in comparison to the previous government. I would bet on Jaki, simply from my personal feelings towards him. I like how he presents himself on TV. Trzaskowski has had way too much involvement with Walc, the current mayor, so no chance for him.
Wydaje mi się, że niestety, ale wygra Trzaskowski.
For the time being, I feel like Trzaskowski is going to win, unfortunately. He is definitely not my personal favorite. I think that the Law and Justice Party lacks the right candidate. That's why I think it could be tough for Warsaw.
Kandydata na prezydenta i będzie ciężko w Warszawie.
I think that the Civic Platform candidate has the best chance, but I hope Patryk Jaki wins. It's difficult for me to voice an opinion on any of these men, but I definitely don't want Ms. Gronkiewicz-Waltz. Not anymore.
All 23 Russian diplomats were expelled from the United Kingdom today. It was a response from the British government to the suspicious death of Sergei Skripal, a British intelligence spy. The Kremlin's response was once again ambiguous and evasive.
When we receive an official request, we will surely provide an answer within 10 days, in accordance with our responsibilities towards the Chemical Weapons Convention. Meanwhile, instead of sending such a request, the United Kingdom continues to play political performance. Yesterday, in our and Western media, many arguments were presented, saying that Russia could not have any motives. Those who wish to continue the Russophobic campaign in all spheres of human activity could have and probably did have motives. British Prime Minister Theresa May was not happy with the way the Kremlin responded to the accusations of a chemical attack on the British spy.
Response has demonstrated complete disdain for the gravity of these events. They have provided no credible explanation that could suggest they lost control of their nerve agent. No explanation as to how this agent came to be used in the United Kingdom. No explanation as to why Russia has an undeclared chemical weapons program in contravention of international law. Instead, they have treated the use of a military-grade nerve agent in Europe with sarcasm, contempt and defiance. So, Mr. Speaker, there is no alternative conclusion other than that the Russian state was culpable for the attempted murder of Mr. Skripal and his daughter, and for threatening the lives of other British citizens in Salisbury, including Detective Sergeant Nick Bailey.
The vague answer from the Russian government is of no surprise to many observers, especially in Poland. Russia has avoided responsibility many times for its questionable actions. The Kremlin's response to Theresa May's words were very similar to the response by the Russian side after the annexation of Crimea or after the Polish government plane crash in Smolensk. As the relations between the Western world and Russia become more tense, many wonder if there are any limits to Vladimir Putin's boldness.
Tomorrow is a national holiday in Hungary that marks the anniversary of the uprising against Austria in 1848. The uprising was supported by Polish soldiers and officers, one of which is Hungarian national hero Józef Bem. Guests from Poland have already arrived in Budapest to celebrate these events with friendly Hungarians. Our reporter, Rafał Potocki, is one of them.
Just before 7 o'clock this morning, a train arrived in Budapest carrying over 600 participants of the Polish weekly magazine Gazeta Polska train trip. On March the 15th, on the anniversary of the Hungarian Revolution, they will be celebrating the Hungarian national holiday together with their Hungarian brothers and sisters. At the General Bem Square tomorrow, the official celebration will start with the participation of the Polish travelers. The official speeches are planned by the Polish ambassador to Hungary and by the editor-in-chief of Gazeta Polska Tomasz Sakiewicz. Later, all participants will take part of the Peace March. There are many groups of Poles with the white and red Polish flags here, and they will be present at the Hungarian official celebrations tomorrow.
That's all we have time for this evening. I'm John Carter. Thank you for joining us. Poland Daily returns same time tomorrow. Good night.